There's so much drama going on right now. Hey, what is up all my social climbing friends? It's Dustin and I'm back. In this video we're going to be talking about Stila Cosmetics and what they did and how they just really need to stop. You guys did really seem to enjoy me doing the face mask in the last video. I do want to say that a lot of you called me out because it's a cleanser. It can be used as a mask. I just decided to not use the Good Genes with it because I've been using Good Genes quite a bit this week. My skin is looking a lot clearer. Today's mask, I'm gonna be using the Glam Glow Power Mud Dual Cleanse. This is supposed to clean out like every bit of your pores. For those of you that do not know, I love Glam Glow.
But she is so expensive.
This is like a tried and true, like, don't judge me, the jar looks kind of gross, but I use this quite a bit. It smells really good. But before I get into all that stuff while I'm putting on this mask, I do want to talk about people being offended. Now, it's been a lot going on lately. And for those of you that don't know, I did order this palette a while back. I have not been able to really like play with it very much at all. This is the Delancey Nocturne eyeshadow palette. I did play with a few colors. It's really pretty. The packaging is like everything. It's like a galaxy. I did post it on Twitter. This is not sponsored in any way. This was paid for by me. But I'm gonna be using the mirror in this to put on this face mask. And hopefully this time I don't make a huge mess. But I am gonna be using this Moda like Artiste brush. I know a lot of people probably think, what the fuck are you using that for? But you'll see why here in just a moment. But basically, it has really came to my attention lately via Twitter. I always say you guys should follow me on Twitter. Twitter is like a source of all drama from everywhere. You can get any kind of news that you would possibly want to have from Twitter. And like a lot of people on Twitter like to go back and forth. I'm very guilty of going back and forth with people quite a bit because like if I don't feel like I'm wrong in a situation, I just got that all in my hair. I'm not going to say that I'm wrong or apologize for something that I did not intentionally do. I feel like in this day and age, we have a lot of people taking offense to things that are not meant to be offensive. And when we take things offensively that are not meant to be taken offensively and we try to victimize ourselves, that takes away from the real serious issues like what we'll be talking about with this whole Stila Cosmetics. And it really gets on my nerves because it's like you almost cannot say anything anymore without having to worry about somebody being offended or somebody trying to pick apart what you're trying to say. I had tweeted out the other day, I was going back and forth with some people on Twitter, and I had tweeted something along the lines of, life is short, be happy, go buy a car, suck a dick or something, right? And I just got this all in my eyebrows, so we're gonna just roll with it. I'm just gonna put it all up in my eyebrows. I do not care whatsoever. But honestly, if you really want to know the real tea, I remember there was a Snapchat where Jeffree Star had said that, and I thought that that was like one of the funniest things I had ever heard. And I had tweeted that out. Well, apparently there's somebody else here on YouTube. I'm not going to mention this person's name because they don't deserve any kind of clout on any kind of social media platform that belongs to me or anybody else that I know, honestly. But they apparently were going through something and apparently they don't have a car or whatever. I was not aware of this. I was not trying to be mean or rude or anything. The tweet was literally just that, a tweet. I had been in a heavy discussion, a heavy debate, a heavy argument with people on Twitter, okay? And they wanted to take that and say that I was trying to be mean or try to say something to demean someone because of their like social economic status. That is not cool. I'm not down with that shit. I am not about picking on somebody, especially like when it comes to money and things like that. Some things people just can't help, and you cannot pick on people that cannot help themselves, right? So I got really angry about this, and I just had numerous people tweeting at me trying to make me like feel bad for what I had tweeted, and I didn't do anything wrong in my eyes, and I'm not going to apologize for something that I do not feel like I did anything wrong. Was it a coincidence? Absolutely. Do coincidences happen? Yes. I just explained why this was a coincidence, and basically it's like I'm not about that apology bullshit if I didn't do anything to like offend you. You get what I'm saying? Like, we live in a time where people want to be offended by everything. They want to victimize themselves. I said this about Thomas Halbert in my last video. It is sad, like, when we start giving power to everything and we want to take offense to everything and give power to everything that somebody says, even if it's a joke, if it's not like a serious type of issue, you need to start letting that shit go. Now, I know a lot of people are probably going to be mad that I said that, but honestly, the vast majority of people that I've talked to in DMs, the vast majority of people that I've talked to in general will agree with me. I might just be the first person to say that, but I think that we need to stop being so offended by everything. Everything is not meant to be offensive unless you can blatantly tell that someone is trying to be offensive and malicious in the things that they are saying. And while we're on the topic of that, throwing shade at somebody and reading somebody for filth, I seen this on Twitter. My girl Karen brought this up. That is not really, in my eyes, shading someone is not bullying someone. Dragging their name, I mean, there's a fine line with that, but like just coming on here throwing shade at somebody or something like that, I do not think that that is bullying. That is another thing that I feel like is thrown around quite a bit, and it takes away from the actual like validity of real stories where people are actually being bullied. The definition of a bully is to assert power over someone that cannot fight back. And everybody that I know, everybody that I really interact with, all of you are very well versed in taking care of yourself and defending yourself. There's not very many people online that can't defend themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's when you start picking on people about things that they cannot control is when it becomes bullying in my eyes. I don't know, a lot of people will probably pick that apart and I'll be the bad guy, but that's okay. I will take that L. That is just how I feel. I was talking to Paige on the phone. We had a great conversation this morning. We talked for almost 3 hours. And at the end of the day, I feel like what's right will always be right, and as long as you are doing what you feel is right and you're saying things and you're not meaning them to be malicious, there are words obviously that you are not allowed to say that are not politically correct. And don't ever think that I'm trying to justify people saying like racially driven or like homophobic type of words. That's not what I'm saying. But basically, like, we need to stop taking offense to things that are not meant to be offensive. And I know, don't try to read between the lines on that. I have to say that a lot, but people will do it anyway. What's right will always be right. And in your heart, you know what is right and what is wrong when you say things, okay? So with that being said, and this face mask being on, let's get into this whole Stila Cosmetics drama. Where am I gonna put this brush? I guess I'll just lay it right there on top of that palette. For those of you who do not know who Temptalia is, she is a beauty blogger. I follow her on Twitter. A lot of people actually follow her. She puts out some sickening stuff, but something was brought to my attention. I don't know how I seen it. I do follow her. I don't remember where it came from, but I did see it. Maybe somebody retweeted it or something, but she actually quote tweeted a status from Ulta where they are launching the Little White Lies liquid eyeshadow, which is like the name of that. And the controversy that we're gonna get into is really like, girl. But she quote tweeted Ulta and it says, "Why does this appear to be the same photo but edited and used to represent 2 different skin tones? These actions just contribute to destroying trust with consumers while pandering to our desire for diversity." Now, like I said, this is something that offense should be taken to, because Stila is a very, very popular higher end brand makeup company. And I'm not saying that a lower end makeup brand company should be doing this type of stuff, but they have research and development teams, they have PR people, they have people that have to do all of this work for like a photo shoot campaign type of setup. But she put in these pictures that I'm gonna insert here. And to me, obviously, because Stila did address this, this was the same person. It is very obvious to me. A lot of people were pointing out the brow looks the same. Now that I look at it, the brow is definitely the same. What got me is if you zoom in, there's actually like a little red line in the eye, and there's an eyelash that hangs down, and it is the exact same in every single photo. I had actually tweeted about this, and I'm like, as a company that has the funds to do this type of stuff, why would they not have all different skin tones in a campaign? Why would they not just do that? It seems to me like it would probably be more expensive for them to Photoshop someone's complexion darker. There's really no need for that. There's so many makeup artists that are out here that could do bomb-ass looks and that would look amazing on set to promote a brand, and it would open so many doors for so many different people. Why couldn't they just pay people of color to actually be in this campaign instead of just paying one white person? That makes no sense whatsoever at all to me. But Stila did address this. They said, "We apologize in an unapproved image which was not reflective of the brand or collection we recently featured. It was a creative mistake and we acknowledge it. It was a mistake on our part and should not have happened. The final campaign did include 2 models. Images from the photo shoot above, which is what should have been released over the next few days. We will be sharing a full range of images from the campaign that truly reflect what we stand for. As a brand, we support all ethnicities and skin tones to celebrate individual beauty and apologize if our creative was not representative as such." There is obviously checks and balances that these people that put stuff on social media for brands have to go through. How this would have ever been a thing, like, I feel, in my personal opinion, my conspiracy theory, that they really honestly thought that they were going to get away with this. Like, why would you just change somebody's skin tone when there's clearly no need at all for you to have to do that, when there's so many people out here that would be willing to be in a campaign for a brand? Not only could that help somebody grow as like a makeup artist, but that could also help somebody that needs money. That could also benefit so many different people in so many different ways. Why Stila would do this is beyond me. I feel like big brands like this think it's okay that they could just slap an apology on Twitter and just be done with it. Where's the accountability? Like, there is so many different people, especially people of color, that I've seen using these Stila products, and for them to turn around and do this, it is just like a major slap in the face. And I know a lot of people probably think that I should not have a say in this because I'm not a person of color. However, I do want to advocate for people that do not have a voice. That has been one major thing, and I'm not saying at all that people of color don't have a voice. I've just always been of the mindset that if you have a platform that could possibly add to a situation to help a situation, you should use your platform for good, and that is what I'm doing with this. But that's basically that on that. I want to know what you guys think of that down below. This whole situation with Stila, will you continue to support this brand? Will you continue to buy their products, or do you think that this was just a mistake, like they're saying, by their creative team, by them releasing this image or whatever early? I don't think it was. That's just my opinion. But while we're on the topic of small MUAs, I want to get back in the habit of actually shouting them out. I actually found this guy on Twitter. He did a recreation of James Charles' Morphe promotion, and I just thought it was absolutely amazing. James Charles actually did notice him. I did not see a YouTube channel for this guy, but he does have an Instagram linked on his Twitter bio. His name is Quentin Marcel. He has 1,826 followers at the time of me recording this video. I'm going to be inserting a link to his Instagram. You should definitely follow him. I was looking back at some of the looks that he's done, and I think they're absolutely stunning. This video that he did, that he was inspired by James on, was absolutely great. And if you have a Twitter, you should definitely follow him there. I will be linking that as well. It does look like he posted this on his Instagram as well, so you guys go check that out. I really hope that I didn't bore you too bad on this video, but I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.
So I'm crazy.